showed up in the stats of his T20 internationals.
Yes.
Because you look at the guy and go, this guy's great. And then you had look at his stats and they weren't very good. But for the 98 not out he got at SuperSport Park. So maybe he's just starting to mature and understand. He says when he gets off to a good start, he's not tossing it away, and that's what I liked about his innings the other day.
You're speaking of mature. I mean, you got to look for a bright spark in the South African innings, and no doubt that was Hendrik Klaasen. He managed to get that 80-odd, which really helps South African call. Because you had the sense that a lot of players, especially in that middle period, they seem to struggle with the spinners out there.
I actually mentioned in commentary the other day, I got the feeling that Hendrik Klaasen was a little bit frustrated over the last month or so. The T20s against India, the T20s against Hearts, he's well known for, and his hitting ability. So I was just happy to see him just absorb a few balls. From Klaasen.
Yeah, we'll be hoping for that, and I know a lot of South African fans will be hoping that not only Klaasen but the entire batting unit can up their game. The stand-in captain in the previous game, Aiden Markram, spoke about the batting being at 80%, so we'll be hoping for a little bit more to make sure they get a good score when they do bat in this particular one. So don't go anywhere, we'll still be continuing everything around the South Africa versus Pakistan ODI. We'll be right back.
In front. Oh, he's got him. And he's got another one. Wow, what a day he's having.
Salman Agar, we saw his stats, 28 games, he's only picked up 10 wickets. His economy rate's been good through his career. But boy, oh boy, has he been effective here today.
Salman's got to work here. He's got to get some runs in this over.
His use of the feet, gets to the pitch and pounds it. That's gone a mile for 6, and it brings up a half century as well. So in control. Here's Saim Ayub.
Oh, that's picked up. And he's hit that to Pervin.
He's going to go for the shot. And what a cracker to bring it off. What a talent this young man is.
के इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल।
Because stats heavily favour the sides winning the toss and batting first and going on to win the game. There's been 33 day-night one-day internationals here at this venue, and of those, the toss has been won 26 times and elected to bat first 26 times, and then gone on to win 20 of those. So that's heavily weighted in winning the toss and batting, and therefore winning. If we look at all those 33 one-dayers, then the average score batting first has been 249. But if we go to the last 5 games, it's been upped a bit. It goes to 279. So there's quite an up of the last 5 one-day internationals here. That's the day-night games only. And I've got an important stat for you to remember. If a side bats first and scores more than 240 runs, right? More than 240 runs, they've got a 95% chance of winning as per the records at this venue. So that in itself interesting. Conditions are beautiful, 26 degrees right now, a little bit of a breeze, the mountains looking magnificent, blue sky. What more do you want? And what more do you want? You've got Vernon Philander to tell you about the pets. He knows about this place. He grew up on this thing. Vernon?
Yeah, good afternoon, Hazy. I think initially it's going to be a little bit too pace. I think if you look at, there's a couple of bare patches, and when that ball hits those bare patches, what you'll find is it will come through like tennis ball bounce, and the batter can't really trust the bounce, as opposed to hitting the grassy surfaces where there will be a bit of pace. So initially, I think as a batsman, you want to allow yourself a bit of time to get in, to get used to the pace and the bounce of the surface. But I don't foresee that the overall conditions are going to change a great deal. We're in the middle of summer here in Cape Town, and the sun sets around 8:10 in the evening. So going into that latter innings, if you are vouching for a bit of favouritism, a bit of due to come into play, I don't think that's going to happen, Hazy. I think it's going to be similar throughout the 100 overs of cricket that we're going to see, but I do foresee the spinners will be a massive threat on the surface. It's dry, and I do feel a bit of purchase for those spinners on offer here this afternoon.
So you're basically saying, let's just come and look at it. You're basically saying where these areas are a little bit cracked and it's and it's a bit barren compared to these areas where it's a little bit grassy, that's where the ball's just going to die a little bit, whereas here it's just going to skip off.
Yeah, I think that's where you're going to get your natural variation in the surface. Like I said, these dry surfaces, once the seam hits that, it will sit up. So as a batsman, you can't trust the ball coming on, as opposed to you'll be a bit more rust when it hits those grassy surfaces, and the ball will take off with a bit more pace on it.
So what sort of pace are you expecting overall?
I don't think it's going to be a great deal quick. I think it's going to be a touch on the slow side. So as a batter, like I said, the first 10 overs will be key. You will have to allow yourself a bit of time to get in. I don't think on the average score here, which has been in and around the 280 mark, I think you're going to have to set your sights slightly lower. And if you get there around the 260 mark, I think you're in with a good chance.
Final question. The seamers have been more effective on these surfaces in one-day games, be it a day game or a day-night game. Why?
Yeah, I think because of that natural variation, like I said, I think on this particular surface, you want to bring those stumps into play. You want to hover around in that top of offline and length. So as a batsman, you want to try and make them hit square and bring those modes of LBW and bold into play. Like I said, there's a lot of natural variation in the surface, and you want to use it, especially with that new ball.
I got one more for you. How much do you enjoy playing here?
Oh, I tell you.
लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला
की न्यू अल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
किसानों के इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Just when I get inside, so I think I have to observe what's happening, how the conditions are, how the situation is, what I have to do for my team. So that is the most important thing, and to act accordingly.
Okay. How much did it please you to dig your team out of trouble and to also get that century in the previous game?
Yeah, I did that, but I think I have left plenty of work for Agha Salman, and he did that finish. He finished very well, and which I was hoping for it, but I think it's the learning for me that next time it happens, so I have the responsibility to finish. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to in this game?
Nothing, just I'll stay present and I'll try to watch the ball and act accordingly, and just situation whatever for my team.
Well, I tell you what, everyone's enjoying watching you play. Long may your form continue.
Yeah, I don't want over exaggeration.
Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but just what's happening in the present is most important for me.
Okay, thanks for talking to us. All the best.
Thanks.
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
I don't see anyone here next to me.
Welcome everybody, wherever you are. We are in Cape Town. The second one-day international between Welcome everybody, wherever you are. We are in Cape Town. The second one-day international. up here, and generally what happens with the grass is it holds it nicely together. So with it being a little more bare, I expect that it'll be that little bit slower.
Bowlers need to find out the right length very quickly because South Africa have won the toss, electing to bowl, so it has to make sense. So they can't be out there thinking that, you know, allow Pakistan 50 overs and hope that they can squeeze them, cripple them.
Lubaba Laduma, congratulations in order as he stands in his first one-day international. Proud moment for him and his family, no doubt. There you go. #1 picker. That man, Marco Jansen, with the breakthrough.
So it's making a lot of sense now, winning the toss, electing to bowl, and they've got the first one. A soft dismissal, you've got to say, because probably looking for that in-swinging angle once again, Abdullah Shafiq. And this just held the line, the angular delivery deceiving him, and a good catch behind the stumps there. A very soft dismissal, nothing short, head down, but you've got to cover the line as well. It all happened in slow motion once again. Abdullah Shafiq goes for naught, 5 for 1.
किसानों के इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
There's history to that, actually. Great numbers for Babar Azam. They'll be wide. Be disappointed with that as a bowler. He's looking down at the popping crease. I wonder if he just didn't quite land all right there and ended up going down the leg side. But here's the wicket. And it goes off the edge, carries on with the angle. Easy as you like. The context to it, you'd say, though, Abdullah Shafiq in the previous game totally undone by an absolute Jaffa.
No.
And so when he faces up to the same bowler again, he's trying to work out, okay, what's going to happen? Is it going to be the same conditions? Is he going to get the ball to shape back at me again? And it was a sequence of 2 balls in the previous game where one cut him in half and he was lucky for it to go over the stumps. And then there was the adjustment from Marco Jansen, and he got it absolutely spot on. Comes back in through the gate, top of off stump.
No! I think the troubling thing, that's the end of the over. We'll come back to a bit of more in.
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
That's one leg. Here's Gwynna Mapaka, exciting youngster. Just 18 years old. As a look at his List A career, and it doesn't read as much, just 3 games. It's right at the beginning. On debut. Nervous, no doubt.
A massive wake-up call for Klaasen. He was jolted. Absolutely, what a good take that is. But he's got to be patient. He's only 18, young kid who wants to flaunt his talent, speed. What a take.
Off the edge. And it's away down to third for a single. He'll be looking to try and find his range. Mapaka. Yeah, so inexperienced, but lots of talent.
Good that he's picked young. He hasn't played a lot of sort of List A cricket, yet they feel that he's got massive potential, so let's get him in. Great thinking.
Yeah, I know that Pakistan, certainly Pakistan cricket, is not averse to doing that sort of a thing. Unleashing young tearaways.
Absolutely. I mean, any bowler, even in the nets, it come from club structure, and he bowled quick, he was in. Didn't matter whether he played any first-class cricket or not. The talent was spotted, and he got a gig.
Shot. Well manipulated into the gap. Just opened to face Babar Azam. And he'll pick up 4.
It's a very good shot, especially for somebody like Babar Azam, who needs runs and a lot of runs, because we know his numbers are staggering. An average of over 55 in ODIs. Covering the stumps, actually staying on that middle and off stump angle to cover that line, and nicely put away.
This time a little too straight. Luckily no bat on it, and so it won't race off for 4. But still trying to find his range here.
I think somebody needs to maybe tutor him in bowling just one angle, one line, one swing early on. Just get yourself settled before experimenting with both swings or seam. So we've seen the outswinger, we've seen the in-swinger, and he's only bowled 4 balls. That's a much better way of handling himself. Massive potential.
Yeah, also so different, just constructing the spells, and when you used to just bowling the 4 overs and you run up, you might bowl 1, you might bowl 2. Whereas here there's the expectation in this power play, you bowl 4, sometimes 5 to start off with. Things going really well, you might even be asked to do 6, and which is a normal, it's a normal sort of test match spell at the start of the game. 14 for 1.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें. अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में. खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ.
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें. नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स. आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा.
Van der Dussen and Klaasen. Nicely bowled. South Africa will be well aware of the danger of Saim Ayub.
Yeah, deceived by delivery that came back, and there's a huge gap between bat and pad, and here just following that line and the bat coming back behind the pad a little late, and it's all done.
Shots of catch it. Oh, he threw the hands at that one. It's scythed away for 4.
That's the other thing that Saim Ayub does so well, uninhibited approach. So he sees the length, goes after it massively. There, the intention was to play it over the infield, and he was successful, mighty successful, may I add. Slashed, smashed for 4. Something wrong with his helmet. I think he wants to change. Normally batsmen want a change of bat, but he wants change of helmet.
Yeah, it gives the South Africans an opportunity to assess, reassess, have a chit-chat. Yeah, I wonder what is up with this helmet. Marco Jansen, his start good because of the wicket. They would like just to keep things tight and get the radar going okay from both left armers. Here's a young talent in Saim Ayub. Played brilliantly at Pal, and what was most impressive was the temperament because of the trouble the batting side ran into, and so needed him to stay the course, really, and he just about did. Speaking to him, he said, no hype, no exaggeration, please. I try to stay in the present, and each time I walk out and assess, observe, and then look to work from there.
But expectations are great. I think he should enjoy this status where everybody is saying that he's got great potential and he could be the match winner on the day. I think that's part and parcel of who you are, and I think you've got to deal with this also.
And I guess that's his way of dealing with it, and not so much to try and tell us not to hype it, but to say, you know, he's not going to get carried away. Stay grounded and still look to try and do pretty much the same things. Yeah, it is a little bit on the odd side, the fact that the helmet would be on a change, and now he gets a different one, which you'd assume wouldn't be his. It would just be a spare one, a kind of spare team one, which then needs a bit of customization as well, so that it can fit and suit and be comfortable. That just looks like he's not happy with that. It's a different fit. And you batters, you kind of want everything just so, don't you? Right, I think we're good to go. There's Jansen to Saim Ayub. Lovely shot. Oh, that's beautiful. That is outstanding as a shot. Away it goes for 4. And easy as you like.
Was that because of the new helmet impact? That glorious square drive. Yeah, just altering his length a little bit, and have a look at the response. The first 4 went over point. This was pitched up just a little bit and flowed through the...
What he does, Saeem Ayub, and watched him through the 2020s and now through ODIs as well, is he does look to drive on the up. So as bowler, I think you're quite happy with the fact that he is willing to go for those shots. But he plays them so well. And so even though you feel that it's fraught with danger, should the ball bounce a bit more, should it swing a little bit, he seems to have it covered. And just at the minute, whilst he's in this run of form, many are just disappearing to the fence. There he goes again.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's having an extended net session. Beautiful timing once again from the left-hander. And they look glorious when they're driving like this, the left-handers. High back lift, good balance, playing on the rise, and great poise.
Apart from the width as a bowler, you don't feel that's necessarily a drive ball. Just tightened up the line and goes past the outside edge. It's 22 for 1.
कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Mapaka back for his second and looking to address his line. Make sure that he can just be consistent as he tries to settle down and get South Africa a start. Must-win game, of course, for South Africa. Off the edge, and it's just short of Jansen at slip.
Yeah, Babar Azam has been a little hesitant around that off-stump area. I mentioned it earlier, when you're a little out of touch, you lose where your off-stump is. So just followed the length, the line, and perilously close to that grab. Yeah, in two minds, and they're just closing the face of the blade so that the ball doesn't reach the slip fielder.
And past the outside edge again. It's good from Mapaka. A really good start to his second over.
Whilst you want him to bowl there, but a short ball could be a little handy as well against Babar Azam. He's got speed, wheels, excellent delivery, beautifully bowled.
Yeah, and it looks just natural variation, just carrying on with the angle rather than swinging back. And that one ever so slightly coming back a bit fuller that time, a bit tighter on the stumps. Asking good questions.
Babar's challenge has been that he's been in almost in the first or the second over of the innings. And that must be tough for somebody who's been a little out of touch. Face the sideways movement and a bit of pace. On the other end, Saeem Ayub is batting beautifully. No hesitation, everything almost at the middle of the bat.
Youngsters, as they turn up and make their way, there is the tendency to compare with players. And sometimes it probably is unfair. In fact, all times it's unfair on the youngster, but it's also difficult not to when the similarities are so glaring. 24 for 1.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड।
They're batters who are just blessed with timing, and he seems one of those. Say Mayub. Yeah, he's got all the shots.
Plays that length wonderfully well. The pull shot, the leg side play was astonishingly brilliant. Then the cut shot, the drive through the offside, and then this ability to leave the ball. So, I mean, he's not like your typical white ball hitter. So there's a lot of technique behind what he does. So the foundations are strong. That's why you see a better dial of hitting when he's out there. So he can play the straight drive, the flicks, the pull shots, the cut shots. All he has to do is to develop a bit of temperament. And mentioned it earlier, with so much of talent at 22, at times you don't know how to cap it.
Yeah, youthful flair and exuberance, but he seems a measured chap. He plays, he's very comfortable with how things go, and yeah, unhurried.
Yeah, the other thing that he did so well was to not try on 98. I mean, for any young batsman, you know, you'd feel a bit cheated. I think it was Abbas Afridi who was out there, and he hit a first ball for a 6, then a boundary, and then he got out, and then there was hardly any space left for Sam Ayub to be at the other end and get to his 100, but he was so calm in the end, because and that shows that he's a good one, because he worried about the team effort than his own. So that's an excellent
shot. Pounced on that. Right up in the air with both feet as he swung at it, and away it went for a 1 bounce 4.
Yeah, certainly from leaving the ball and playing carefully. Have a look at this. Jumping up in the air and almost crashing it for 6. And that's his ability. The other good thing about his batting is that he doesn't really miss out on what is his strength. Didn't bog down by a ball that beat him on the one that kept low. He was absolutely ready for that slash.
Okay. 28 for 1.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस
him outside that off stump.
I think the more he bowls, the better he'll get. So the sample size is very small. He's got potential talent. He's got to do that. Target the stumps or take it away from that off stump. No bouncer yet from him. I think he wants to control this little spell here. Bowl within himself. 141, 141, the 2 deliveries. We saw him to clock 150 plus in that T20I game.
Nice shot. Nicely played by Babar Azam as he tries to get going. Played a couple of magnificent shots in that previous game. So good to watch when he is in full flow. Technically very efficient and has an economy of movement with the way that he plays his shots. Babar Azam. South Africa, no doubt, will want to break this partnership and get rid of both if they can. Yeah, wonderful numbers. Babar Azam. And look at that, against South Africa, averages 60. 104.50, so doesn't mind playing against South Africa. Piles on the runs. Off the edge. Bowler will feel they're not enough in that cordon, particularly with the ball still hard and new.
South Africa would want to see the back of him ASAP, so I don't know whether they need another slip fielder there, because otherwise, if he has a good time of it, another 19 balls, so he's played 19, he's got 20, another 19, and it will be impossible to stop. That's played up in the air and well stopped. Babar Azam is good with that flick shot.
Just didn't seem as controlled as he'd want, Babar Azam. So look at the piece of fielding, Tony de Zorzi. Yep, all seems good with that.
I bet you. Good commitment, really good effort in the end.
Yeah, nicely bowled. 34 for 1.
बैंक अल्फा की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
Well, 242 for 7 in the end. That century with wickets falling at the other end. That partnership between Saeem and Salman ensured that they got close once it was broken. Salman had to then put the finishing touches to the job, and he did that. So Pakistan by 3 wickets in that first ODI. Nicely nudged off the hip and away for 4. A wonderful start to the over for Babar Azam and Pakistan.
That must be very frustrating for the skipper, because the field was set for him to bowl that angle around that off stump. Plenty of protection towards the offside, and he bowls a ball on the pads. And to Babar's credit, he puts it away.
Decent start this for Pakistan. They'll be happy with it. Whilst there's been some concern, ball off the edge here and there, Still going okay after the loss of Shafiq. It's South Africa who will worry, having won the toss and decided to bowl.
Something for Abdullah Shafiq really to mirror and follow. That was a rock-solid defensive shot. There's no gap between bat and pad. It's a firm front foot push. Defensive push, that is. Covered the line beautifully. Have a look at this on middle and off stump, and then playing very close to the front pad. Head down, eye on the ball, as they say.
Not quite there. Yeah, and he's not happy with himself after playing the shot.
Just feel is a little cautious. Normally you don't see Babar Azam to really dig in and look for a bit of timing. Timing has always been there. Gaps have always been there. A little tough, it seems, these days.
Worked onside. They should pick up a couple. By the way, the batter from yesteryear I was talking about is Saeed Anwar, if you hadn't guessed already.
Had a good pleasure of playing with him. He's just an absolute freak when it came to hitting a six, especially off a spinner.
There'll be many who'd say it wasn't a pleasure at the other end against him. 40 for 1 off.
कोका-कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका-कोला के साथ।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें with हमदर्द जुशांदा।
High right now, about 26 degrees Celsius, so that's ideal. And just a little bit of a breeze, but just perfect spectators and also the players. Ayub is playing brilliantly again. 20 off 21 balls, so balanced. His head is just dead still as the ball is released. I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that he's been so successful. But he's looking good. G'day, Sean.
Yeah, good afternoon, Hazy, and good afternoon to all the viewers. It does look like a good surface. I've got to give groundsman that as well. It doesn't look like there's much movement off it. It looks like it should be a good one for a one-day international.
There's an edge, and it's wide of the keeper. Wide of the slip as well, who's standing at around about second slip is Marco Jansen. Picked that gap perfectly, so there's a little bit of a life.
Yeah, what happens from a captaincy perspective is you try and cover some more bases than usual. So you just get your first slip to go and stand maybe at 1.5. It looks like Marco Jansen's at 2. I suppose the disappointment here is that no one's gone for it. You don't mind if you spread yourself and someone dives and maybe gets a hand to it if a ball does go down. But I think it was Klaassen's catch if it was going to be anyone. And he ended up not being in that strong position to be able to launch himself to the left.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You've got to, you understand there's a gap now, so you've got to commit yourself. Jansen's moved a little bit closer now into that slip, standard slip, I think, first slip now.
Yeah, if it's a left-hander bowling to a right-handed batter, then you can sometimes understand because you kind of lose it on the angle and it might start. But have a look at where this delivery starts. You can see Klaassen sets himself. And it's going comfortably outside the off stump, so he shouldn't really be moving to the left-hand side of screen. He shouldn't really be backing himself for that. He should be really waiting for the ball to go through the offside. So he'll be disappointed with that. We often talk about techniques of bowlers and batters. I saw an example the other night. I think it was Rizwan who ended up launching himself to the right-hand side. The ball went away to the fence. And in Test cricket, you often got that mind of thinking every delivery you're going to pick up a wicket or edge or something. But in the one-day arena, you kind of can get caught sometimes watching the batter and seeing what he's doing and forget that the catch could come your way. So I think South Africa will be disappointed with that, particularly on this wicket, and particularly because it was Saim Ayub and the form he's in.
Yeah, Ayub's been in great form so far. Boys before us spoke about that 98 not out and also the century in the last game. Played magnificently. And again, solidly behind that one. End of the over. No, not quite the end of the over. One to go. Just the 1 wicket down at the moment. Abdullah Shafiq is not having a great time. He got a terrific delivery from Janssen in the first one. International came into him and that one just went across him.
I was going to say it's a hangover after the first one internationally. He got absolute peach ball, swung back, went between bat and pad and crashed into the top of his off stump. So he was probably thinking along the same lines and expecting a similar kind of delivery.
So have to bowl that one again as well. Hasn't quite found his rhythm today on his debut. 18 years of age, 255 days. Mapaka, he's a rare talent. I'm going to watch him very close over many years, I think. He's got some serious skill. We've seen the pace that he started with when he played in the T20. Not so long ago, 152 k's per hour. A bit of bounce on that occasion. 45 for 1.
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुसांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुसांदा।
A day nighter, and that's the pink day, so that's going to be a beauty. But what an opportunity for Pakistan to win this series, and that'll be 3 series in a row that have won if they get up today. Beat Australia 2-1 in Australia. They beat Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe 2-1, and if they win today, it'll be another feather in their cap and a bit of a rarity, getting another series away from home. It's been a good format for them, Pakistan, but South Africa want to make sure that doesn't happen. Bjorn Fortuin into the lineup.
You might want to know what's happened to Bjorn Fortuin over the last 25 hours of his life. He would have got a phone call and said, get on a plane. Based in Joburg, unless he was already on holiday and had to go and get his kit, head down to Cape Town, and now he's in the cauldron of a battle.
He's going to be starting the 9th over. He likes to bowl when the balls are quite new. We know that he opens the bowling in T20 games, franchise games, SA20 games, and also for South Africa. A little bit short and wide, and that's been put away quite easily by Babar Azam.
Real strength of his is his ability to work out if a ball is offline. Bjorn Fortuin's main form of attack is to try and target the stumps. This one's just a little bit off, shapes back probably half a metre away from the off stump, and that's where Babar Azam is so good. He looks for that opportunity, and then the placement is key. He gets it through.
He likes to drift the ball in. That's what he likes to do, Bjorn Fortuin, from fairly wide.
He's got some serious strapping on his right hand, hasn't he, Hazy? I hope it's not too much an issue. That single brings up the 50 for Pakistan after 8.2 overs. A decent start again for the Pakistan team.
So nice little stand, 45 runs this partnership. Wicket going down nice and early. And Shafiq was sent on his way. Comfortable catch behind. But these are the 2 gun batsmen for Pakistan. Great form. Saim Ayub A little bit leg side that one, and Babar Azam, we know how good he is. We know how good he has been in the previous tour of South Africa.
Yeah, there's that strapping I was talking about. It's interesting that he's got white strapping on. As a batter, you can actually ask him to strap it a different colour. Because the hands kind of cross over each other as he's coming to delivery, it can take your focus off the white kookaburra. So there's nothing you can do if the batters say, listen, it's disturbing me. But I'm wondering what that injury is. You can see him shaking it. It's obviously an area of discomfort already, and he's obviously coming into the game with it.
Well, the last thing South Africa need is another injury. What about all these injuries, Sean? It's been quite extraordinary.
Yeah, what is it with these left arm spinners? We have to toughen them up a bit.
And a couple of quick bowlers as well. Whole host of blokes on the sidelines. There's a whole squad.
Yeah, that's only in the test arena, and that's hard work for a bowler.
Seven off 5 balls of his first over. And he's missed on the line on that occasion also. So 8 runs off his first over. 53 for 1.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
That South Africa have to win to level the series. And then we go to the Pink Day, the big Pink Day, of course, at the Wanderers for the final one, which could be and will be a magnificent occasion. But not to have Rabada, Bartman and Stubbs, I think, is quite strange. In the air, nicely fielded by the skipper.
Yeah, Kemba's done well there. As the ball pitched, it pitched into the Kikuyu and just held up a touch. So he was looking to launch himself, but had to adjust as to which height the ball would be coming through. It was airborne, as Hazy said, and South Africa would have thought just maybe. But you can see how steep that bounces.
It just slowed up a little bit. The other one is not playing Reckleton, who has scored a truckload of runs here with SA20. So 4 players, and in particular a couple in Stubbs and Rabada for starters, and Bartman. I mean, you got to win this game. Surely you've got to play your best team and level the series.
Yeah, I spoke to KG. He seems to have a little bit of a patella injury, and I can understand with the big test series coming up and trying to qualify the test championship, they might be a bit wary. Neil Bartman also apparently has got some sort of niggle. The surprise for me was Tristan Stubbs. I think he's a kind of a guy you just run with all formats at the moment. He's kind of the future batting wise for South Africa.
Top edge might be out. Is out. Catch is taken. It's a little bit of good fortune for Mapaka, but he's picked up his first wicket. That's his first wicket in one-day international cricket for South Africa. Fun that Dawson doesn't drop catches down there, and it is the big wicket of Sain Ayub.
Yeah, Quinton Parker's liking to start off this way. His first wicket in the T20 internationals was short wide, and he got rid of Babar Azam. This one's short wide, and he gets rid of the informed Sain Ayub. Nice take from Rassie Thunderus, and a good awareness of where the boundary cushion was. And Parker's got his first, making his debut. He's on the board, and the man who's in form for Pakistan has to be on his way. So that's a massive wicket for the South Africans. 53 for 2.
किसानों के इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Not out in his century in the last game in Pal, Sain Ayub. But Mohammad Rizwan is a fine cricketer, and when these two bat together, it can often be big problems for the opposition. Run rates just hovering around the 5.6 to the over, 2 down at this stage. Time for the Pakistan skipper now, Mohammad Rizwan. Wonderful player, Mohammad Rizwan. Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan have got plenty of records between them. As a look at his numbers, averaging 40 plus.
His eyes would have lit up. He would have thought, I can pop this over square of a backward point, but onto him maybe a little bit quicker than he expected. And that's a nice take by Raisi van der Dussen.
Straight away with Mohammad Rizwan at the crease. Suddenly another slip. Aiden Markram is at second slip. Not much of a gap there between first and second slip, I must say. Big gap between keeper and Marco Jansen, though. But very tight between Markram and Jansen. They'll be in each other's space, I think, there. Top delivery first up.
Exactly what South Africa are after at the back end of this power play. And the nice thing is that they can spread the field a bit and obviously try the different variations that they have. Shamsi can be introduced now that there's a new man at the crease. Have a look where the sunshine is there. So it would have been something that Van der Dussen would have been aware of as the ball flew down to him.
Me, that's a nasty blow. Very nasty blow indeed. Hit his helmet quite hard. That's a tough start.
Yeah, that made a serious crack, didn't it, Hazy? I wonder there's a quick look at the helmet and it'll have to be replaced and the concussion test will have to be done. And when you get hit, ideally what you want is if you do get hit, is a glancing blow. That one wasn't a glance. That one hit him full on, so sometimes it can also take a while. You can be dazed and then all of a sudden your head starts to throb a little bit and headache starts to develop. I didn't think South Africa used enough aggression in the last game, so it's interesting. Maybe there was a discussion that initially when the batters get to the crease, let's try and put them under pressure. Just a second delivery, Rizwan, and it's always dangerous to try and turn your head on it. You'd be amazed if you carry on watching how you can adjust and how you can move your head out the way, but as soon as you turn your head, it obviously creates that blind spot. And I think the danger here was it didn't bounce as much as you were expecting.
Yeah, I think that might have been the issue. He had nowhere to go in the end, so he really had to try and take a evasive action. But gee, that was a really nasty whack, that's for sure. That's Cliffy Deacon, former Free State left-arm quick bowler, who's the physiotherapist for Pakistan team. Been there for 7 years now, Cliffy Deacon. Highly respected by the players. He's done a wonderful job with them. Was a very fine performer actually for Free State. He was a chance there. He was knocking on the door as an all-rounder, hard-hitting all-rounder. But just going through all these tests, which is quite right, what they have to do these days. Particularly when you get hit as hard as that. So no rushing this one, that's for sure. Very thorough is Cliffy Deacon. So it seems like he's going to be okay. Quick chat to the umpires now. Cliffy Deacon, he's just down on one knee, but just having a drink though. One ball left in this over.
You know, 2 wickets to 4. Up front, Marco Jansen's the one.
के इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Long chat with the umpires actually before he went off the park. I would imagine because of this blow, and we're going to show it in real time now. Wow, that's nasty. That really is nasty. I'd imagine that Cliffy Deacon has had a long chat with the umpires because he's actually asked the umpires now to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I think also it's where the ball ends up. So when the ball ends up in front of square, that means it's made a really solid blow. That one almost went back in the mid-on area. And all of a sudden also South Africa decide, okay, you're going to stay out here. Well, we're going to be ruthless. We're going to put a short leg in place, and we might just back up that first delivery with another one.
Right, now we're back on it now. Last ball of the 10th. On that front foot, hits that nice and crisply. That is the end of the power play. South Africa have done nice after winning the toss. 53 for 2.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुसांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुसांदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Australia 7 for 4. We like to remind Hazy about those ones, you know. 7 for 4. Australia 7 for 4, Hayes.
Sorry, Sean, what's that?
Yeah, they were 7 for 4.
Fortain again. But over pitch that time. You want to make sure he bowls a nice tidy over here. Good support from David Miller. Good to see David Miller nice and fit. Doc Musaji. It's good to see the Doc here.
Watch. I denk een beetje om. Ja. One leg. Leg stump. Go.
Hasn't got a for mark yet, the skipper. When you face 3 deliveries. Opportunity here for Fortain just to plug in for the rest of this over. He won't want to bowl too straight because he loves playing that lap shot with the man at 45. And one it backward square. Short and wide outside the off stump, and he's chopped it away. Brings the sweeper into play.
Hazy talked about how they've been monitoring Rizwan. Obviously, you've had that blow on the head, and then it becomes down to the heat of the day. And being out here for a period of time, running between the wickets, all those things can contribute to just starting to feel a little bit dizzy.
Single. Yeah, the umpires will have an opportunity, of course, to have a bit of a chat to him, I suppose, from time to time to see if he's feeling okay. So it certainly makes a lot of sense. We've all seen situations in sport where players have suffered from delayed concussions. Bartman bowled beautifully in the first 5 overs in the first game.
Yeah, one.
Sweeper again. Tidier over, but not where Fortain wants to be. 58 for 2.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
the Champions Trophy Tour with the DP World. It's a beautiful trophy. And of course these games are leading into that and helping combinations, but it's really important about winning series as well. South Africa lost a series to Afghanistan not that long ago. Just delighted them. Ndile Phehlukwayo now into the attack. He bowled the 3 overs, I think, in the last game. Let's look at his record overall. Economy rate 5.7, best of 4 for 22.
Yeah, that was the challenge for South Africa with the selection that they made today. It's always going to be if they needed someone else to bowl in those initial 10 overs of the power play. Prefer to have a bit of protection when obviously the spinners and Phehlukwayo are introduced. And as soon as the power play is completed, then they have decided to include Ndile.
This, of course, is the venue for the second Test match. This is going to be a beauty, starting on the 3rd of Jan, the first one on Boxing Day at Supersport Park. What a stadium this is. Quick single, bit of a knock on. Still only one.
I don't know if he got a hand on that one, Timber. I think it might have hit him on the knees. Such a good technique as Babar Azam always presents that bat as straight as possible when he gets the opportunity. Just a little hand and then onto the knee. It's quite a contrast in the colour of the cap and the shirt, isn't it? It's different greens. Yeah, we just saw a wonderful straight drive there from Babar Azam, and we saw an awesome one from him at Boland Park. And sometimes it's the technique that just contributes to a person's downfall. Let's have a look at Shafiq. See Babar on the left-hand side and the position he gets his bat into. See how nasty straight he presents it, whereas the different angled bat of Shafiq, and obviously a different foot position and outside the line of his head. And you think, well, that doesn't really look massively different, but it does affect the way the ball is played and can definitely bring about your demise.
The other thing about that dismissal with Abdullah Shafiq on the right is that when you get that delivery, of course, you got in the first one international, which we showed earlier today. You're reaching, you're looking for the deliveries, you're looking for the ball, you're looking to cover things as best you can. Babar Azam is just quite extraordinary with his technique. It really is amazing.
So nice to have a person to copy. I mean, that's, you don't look further than him technique-wise. It's nicely played by Rizwan, clipped away, single to make it 2 singles off the over. 12 completed, 60 for 2.
बैंक अल्फा की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
हमदर्द जुसांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुसांदा।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Spectacular, absolutely spectacular, Cape Town. Quite a fast-moving boat.
I remember the days when you had to hire a helicopter to get those views. Now just one drone will do. Sorted. This is the other side of the mountain, so we have UCT just to the right of screen, and then Newlands area, heading down to the cricket ground.
Of course, right now it's an enormously popular part of the globe. Everyone coming in from overseas, coming to spend some time in Cape Town over the festive season. New Year not so far away, Christmas and New Year as well. Very busy indeed. Lots of tourists coming in. Top spot.
South Africa decided to employ the field that we saw Pakistan use to good effect, with an extra man in the mid-wicket area, almost at a widest mid-on position. Trying to be straight at the stumps and get the right-hander just to nudge it on the leg side.
These two guys bat so well together. They've got a very good understanding. They do a lot of communicating. And if they put on a good stand, then that goes a long way to Pakistan winning games. So that's a real key for them.
Ball. Yeah, there won't be any panic at the fact that they've lost 2 wickets now. They're mightily experienced, and as you say, they've put on so many partnerships. They're probably very comfortable batting with each other, know each other's game really well when they can run singles.
That's more like it from Bjorn Fontaine. He'll be feeling more comfortable after that. 13 overs bowled, 63 for 2.
बैंक अल्फा की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Day-night internationals at this venue. The average first innings score is 249. But quite interesting, at the toss, winning the toss and batting first has happened 26 times, and they've gone on to win 20. So it's quite a swing and favour towards batting first on this track, and South Africa decided to bowl today. Picked up an early wicket, which certainly helped their cause.
I couldn't believe what you came out with at the toss. It was 245, and you're guaranteed to win 95% of the encounters.
So you weren't listening, were you?
Well, I was kind of listening.
200 above 240. If you score above 240, you win 95% of the games in day-nighters.
Okay, well that was similar to what I heard. But the moral of the story is, whenever you speak, I don't really listen too much.
You're not the only one.
Exactly. 63 for 2, and we're going to now, because of this break, we're going to have an official drinks break.
इस आलमी दिन पर सिंजेंटा की है दुआ, शाद रहे किसान, आबाद रहे पाकिस्तान। सिंजेंटा, हमारी जमीन, हमारी जिम्मेदारी।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू एल्फ ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Horrible blow on the helmet from Mapaka. Nasty blow. Ball went straight back towards the bowler pretty much. Hit him real hard. Physiotherapist of that for a while when that happened initially, as you can imagine. He's just revisited again, and that's why we took the drinks break, because there was obviously some attention required again for him. But just off camera, I can see that he looks okay, and there's Babar Azam just having a look at the helmet just to make sure that it's not badly broken, because that was a solid blow. That's good news for Rizwan and also Pakistan and their supporters. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, for people who've obviously never experienced that, the glancing blows can sometimes be absolutely fine. You almost feel like there's no damage done. But when it makes solid contact like this and the ball flies back towards mid-wicket, it can often be really sore. Also, you kind of brace yourself. You kind of get your neck in a position waiting for the impact. And then once the impact comes, because there's tension in the neck, it can do some damage. But we hope he manages to sort everything out.
And the umpires will still keep watching him.
Okay, good to go, Perez.
As Cliffy Deacon clearly asked them to do, which is common sense. So 13 overs bowled now. And Dile Pekakwayo about to start his second. His first was tidy. Chopped away on the offside. There's an opportunity for Rizwan to get down the non-striker's end.
Yeah, South Africa have kind of settled into a little bit more of a defensive mindset from a field positioning position. They're allowed to put 4 fielders out. There's Cliffy Deacon just having a word with Palaka, the 4th umpire I think he is today. Yeah, Nitin Menon is the TV umpire, and the doctor's involved as well, so there'll probably be some more analysis and observation as the game goes on.
Oh, it's a fine shot. Well fielded. What a fine shot that was.
It's that straight drive that we're talking about, and just makes it look effortless. Have a look at his bat. Goes back towards the wicket keeper and then presented nice and straight. That was why it was such a surprise the other night when he cut across one and his bat turned in his hand and he was caught cover, because we've seen this kind of shot so often from Babar Azam.
Such a simple technique as well, just a little shuffle across the crease, nice and early. Again, just drives that one beautifully. What a shot that is. That is just magnificent to watch. Beautiful stuff from Babar Azam.
Petlakwa didn't learn his lesson. The length needs to be a little bit more back of a length, because he can put on a driving exhibition, Babar Azam. And nothing better than this. Looking for the away swinger over pitch, genuine half volley. And just meets it with that full face and places it perfectly. That's a shout from Rizwan. It's not because he's got a sore head, it's because he's missed out. He's disappointed. He felt like he had a little bit of width there. In fact, sorry, Babar Azam, should I say. He had a little bit of width. It hurt the hand of Ryan Rickleton, who was hit with immense power. But Babar Azam felt like it should have been back-to-back boundaries.
So Pethakwayo's got a bruised hand from the second ball he bowled, and Rickleton now with the 4th ball bowled in this over.
key when bowling from a bowler's side is that if you rock up and you overpitch and someone hits you hard and it goes straight to a fielder, you need to take that as a reference point and realize that isn't my length. So I think Andile will be a little bit disappointed at overpitching for the second time and getting driven for 4 and then adjusting too short. Got away with that one as it was smashed to backward point.
Looking for one there, but not there. End of the over 5 from it, 68 for 2.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं अल्फा करने का नाम है।
बॉल वाले
हाँ ठीक है
The middle period of the game is important, of course, and for bowling teams there's a necessity to be potent, to try and break partnerships, to ensure that you can apply some sort of pressure even with the field spread and a gap in the outfield where teams that are aggressive can find a spot for a boundary. And with South Africa having decided to bowl first, they really must have some sort of attacking mindset where they don't just let the game drift along.
Go Shamo, lovely Shamo, good movement.
Yeah, Pom,
lovely.
just on your point, you have to work out what is going to make you effective and what's going to be your best wicket taking option on the surface that I feel is a little bit too pace. You've got the 2 senior statesmen for Pakistan at the crease, so this is an important partnership. What is the best way of picking up a wicket in this period? From a seamer's perspective, you want to bring those stumps into play. You want to try and get these batters to play around that front pad. So you perhaps want to feel the straighter, catching cover, catching mid wicket, and ask him to play around that front pad. Because I do feel with this ball getting a touch older, it will start squatting. Perhaps the best time to bat was against that new ball. At the end of 15, 72 for 2 Pakistan.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Yep, it is a lovely day, and those who are here enjoying it. The cricket kind of in the background. Yes, taking it in, but spending time with whoever they've brought here.
Yeah, this is a good bumper for a number of reasons. Just see how he takes his head and his eyes off the ball. There's a batsman. You want to try and keep your eyes on the ball for as long as possible. At that moment in time, you know you're in danger as a batter. But just a little on this surface. I feel that on this particular surface, that's an underrated delivery to bowl. Because as batsman, you're almost set up for the fuller delivery. Parker, of course, he's got a bit extra yard of pace. You want to utilize that bouncer, especially with players from the subcontinent as well. That will just unsettle him a bit. That was the hit. I can tell you what, it will be in the back of his mind all the time. It's horrible as a batter to be batting straight after that, because you'll feel unsettled. Perhaps you have to change the helmet. Not a helmet that you're accustomed to. Yeah, excellent shot. But you won't mind that kind of delivery or ploy being used by Mdele Vetlukwai. With his pace, batters would try and park on that front foot, so just to take their feet away a little bit. Yeah, he's done excellently. Perhaps not short enough.
In light of your assessment and your kind of throwing forward with regard to the pitch and what might happen later on, in my talking about South Africa having bowled first and needing to kind of have some sort of aggression and wicket taking thought process, it's because of precisely that. Because right now, as they watch, they might say, oh, this is going along quite nicely, looks a nice and easy pace wicket, and even though these are still together, they're not necessarily batting at a rate of knots. Yes, however, batting might get even more difficult as you go on, so you might feel later that you didn't apply sufficient pressure. Bowl more darts, try and create a few more chances, forcing the chances by trying to ask them to head over the top. It's a good over from Vetlukwai, just 3 from it, 75 for 2.
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro. Panda.
हमदर्द जुशांदा का एक पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
Rizwan 10 from 21. His partnership has gone along a little slowly. The bowling group will be happy with how they've gone to this point.
Yeah, I think having worked with Pakistan, I understand the mindset of these two players in particular. They won't be too upset or too worried about that run rate at the moment, because they know both of them, they can catch up. For them, it's about settling and anchoring this partnership, because you feel that this is the big one for Pakistan. But also be aware that the surface out here, perhaps not the usual surface that we come to expect when you come to Newland. So when you talk average scores, around 259, you can set your sights perhaps just a little bit lower than that. I'm going to try and get to the 250 mark. And once you formulated a good partnership, you can always catch up towards the back end. But these middle overs, they are important. You don't want to give away soft wickets. Oh, excellent fielding. Oh, he's just missed it, Aiden Markram. Move sharply to his right. Oh, it's all happening for Mohammad Rizwan today.
Heart and mouth as he went off, wasn't sure. Oh, gets it in the hand there. And he's got both ends to go at, hence the dive, because he recognizes that he might be short of his ground. Doesn't pick it up, Markram. And he looked away too, because he thought, oh dear, I'm going to get another hit in the head.
Yeah, having been there, you're almost waiting for it to happen as well. Yeah, but just back to two senior batters. They'll be keeping their eye fixed on that Champions Trophy coming up. So it's all about confidence in these bilateral series. It's all about building momentum.
Muito Alice, muito Alice.
77 for 2.